Today on Rappler, the United States extends embassy shutdowns after reports of possible Al-Qaeda attacks. A powerful bomb kills at least 6 and injures 26 in Cotabato City. And the Court of Appeals rules commercial hub Fort Bonifacio belongs to Makati, not Taguig. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. U.S. missions across the Middle East and Africa will be closed through August 10th after intelligence reports an Al-Qaeda attack may be imminent. The U.S. State Department says 19 diplomatic outposts will shut down until Saturday. The list includes 15 outposts ordered closed Sunday because of security fears and 4 additional posts. The move comes after Interpol issues a global security alert on August 3 following Al-Qaeda-linked jailbreaks in 9 countries. Washington shuts down its embassies in the Islamic world, while Germany, Britain, and France close their missions in Yemen for at least 2 days. The Philippine government says it is, quote, intensifying intelligence gathering and heightening security measures in the country. In Washington, some members of Congress call the intelligence reporting among the most serious they've seen in recent years. House Homeland Security Committee Chair Michael McCall calls it, quote, probably one of the most specific and credible threats since 9/11. While an exact target is unknown, Joint Chiefs of Staff Chair General Martin Dempsey tells ABC News the intent is to, quote, attack Western and not just U.S. interests. A powerful bomb kills at least 6 people and injures at least 26 in Cotabato City. The explosion occurs at Sinsuat Avenue a little after 4 p.m. Monday. The blast also damages at least 4 vehicles and triggers a fire. A report by the Office of Civil Defense in the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao says a multi-cab used as a car bomb allegedly went off after the vehicle of City Administrator Cynthia Guiani Sayadi passed by. It was the second bombing to hit Mindanao in 10 days following the July 26 bombing in Cagayan de Oro. The July 26 blast in Cagayan de Oro is one of the deadliest bombing attacks in Mindanao in more than 2 years. But beyond Cagayan de Oro, other cities and regions in Mindanao have gone through worse. Rappler puts together figures from media reports and the Human Rights Watch. The 61 recorded bombing incidents in Mindanao killed at least 354 civilians and several military and police personnel from 2000 to 2012. More than 1,775 were wounded in these attacks. Most of the deadliest bombing attacks from 2000 to 2012 did not occur in war-torn regions. It is in Region 12 or SOC-Sargen, which includes the cities of General Santos, Cotabato, Kidapawan, Coronadal, and Tacurong, and the provinces of South Cotabato, and Sultan Kudarat and Sarangani. In the last 12 years, 25 bombing and grenade attacks occurred in the region. The booming commercial hub fueling Taguig City's economy in recent years belongs to Makati City after all. The 6th Division of the Court of Appeals favors Makati's appeal to declare parts of Fort Bonifacio inside Makati territory and not Taguig's. The decision reverses the ruling of the Pasig City Regional Trial Court Branch 153 that sided with Taguig. If upheld by the CA en banc and the Supreme Court, this decision will revert 729.15 hectares to Makati. The contested area starts from the lands behind Barangay Magallanes, Dasmariñas Village, and Forbes Park all the way to parts of Guadalupe. It covers the entire Bonifacio Global City development that is home to posh condominiums, luxury malls, and foreign embassies. The case stems from presidential orders in 1992 and 1993 directing the development of portions of military camps, including Fort Bonifacio. In those orders, certain barangays are identified as part of Taguig, despite earlier presidential proclamations placing these under Makati's jurisdiction. Makati City Public Information Chief Joey Salgado says the city government welcomes the decision. He adds, Makati's claim on these areas have historical and legal basis. In a unanimous decision, the Senate agrees not to investigate the multi-million peso pork barrel scam for now. In a caucus Monday, the senators agreed to wait for the Ombudsman, the National Bureau of Investigation, the Justice Department, and the Commission on Audit to finish their probes before deciding whether to conduct its own investigation.
A question was raised by one of the senators. Will the public believe the results of our investigation? The unanimous response was no.
Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman T.G. Gingoana adds the Senate did not want to preempt the investigative bodies. Senators Juan Ponce Enrile, Bong Revilla, Jinggoy Estrada, Bongbong Marcos, and Gringo Anasan were tagged in the scam where lawmakers allegedly allowed their funds to be used in exchange for cutbacks for commissions. Like the government's weathermen, Philippine air traffic controllers, pilots, and air bridge operators are leaving to work in Middle East airports. The Airline Operators Council says the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA, may soon lack specialists to manage the increasing number of airlines arriving at the airport. AOC ASEAN Chair Oni Nakpil says 8 aerobridge professionals left NAIA recently. They've been hired by airports in the Middle East with a starting salary of $80,000 a month compared to their salary of $13,000 a month in Manila. South Korea warns the North it is, quote, reaching the limit of its patience over stalled talks to revive the Kaesong Industrial Complex. The joint industrial zone is a key source of revenue for North Korea. 6 rounds of meetings aimed at restarting Kaesong produced little progress, with both sides disagreeing over who is responsible for the shutdown. South Korea proposes final talks on the Kaesong complex, which has remained closed since early April following military tensions. The most recent meeting on July 25 ends with no date set for the next talks, and Pyongyang officials accusing Seoul counterparts of being, quote, arrogant. Cinemalaya breaks new ground in this year's festival. One of these films is David F., an opus that spans ages and social attitudes. G. Tonji reports.
David F. is a film about 3 generations of African Filipinos. Written and directed by Manny Palo, it explores bigotry in 3 different eras.
Let's party!
Kailangan maging komportable tayo. Films are not just to entertain. No? Yeah, we don't make films to make people just sit down and relax. Kailangan may mga pelikula din that would feel them uneasy and comfortable.
Bakit gusto mo siyang patayin? Pagkatapos ng lahat ng tulong na ginawa niya para sa inyo.
For David F., actress Charmaine Buencamino, entertainment is a means to an end.
So it's best presented through a film. And this film is not hard, you know, doesn't knock your head with it. It tells you a story and you are entertained, and at the same time, you imbibe the values that the film is trying to say.
Sa'yo!
$600 Tasyo. Tulungan mo lang akong pugutan siya ng ulo. Baka may ibang paraan. Mabigat siyang dalhin. Mainam ng ulo lang ang pakita natin.
Urian Best Supporting Actor Art Acuña says films like David F. reaffirms that a revolution is happening in Philippine cinema.
But it just so happens that a lot of good stories are coming out in the indie cinema venue, right? And that's just upping the standards for everything else. I mean, the audience is becoming more intelligent, more alert, more aware, more present. And that's what you want. You want everybody just in the moment, every time.
Naghilig-hilig yung itaas sa trono, magagaling Amerika. Pero ano, kahit galing siyang Amerika, basura siyang pwede i-dispensa.
Actor Quester Hanna says a film should not only engage, it should also heal.
Films like this really are important for society to help bridge the gap that other entities have failed to do. So I think films like this are very important to help healing, to help promote social justice and just overall love between all people.
Nahanap ka na magsasalba sa atin.
It's film's power to transform. Singapore-based award-winning director Carlito Sigonreina says that power unites us as human beings.
It's important because it opens your eyes. It makes you feel. It sensitizes you to things that are probably in everyday life. Probably they're merely, and I say merely in quotation marks, they're merely discussed. They're merely talked about. But a good film, on a subconscious level, it kind of makes you aware of the real cost of things.
David F., like the rest of this year's crop of Cinemalaya films, promises to go beyond the mundane, challenge conventions, to tell a story with courage and grit. G. Tanji, Rappler, Manila.
Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, the White House steps into a patent war between Apple and Samsung by overturning a decision banning the sale of certain iPads and iPhones in the United States. U.S. Trade Representative Michael Froman announces the move, saying he decided to, quote, disapprove the exclusion order by the U.S. International Trade Commission. It's the first time since 1987 that a U.S. administration vetoed a product ban ordered by the trade panel. The decision comes in the middle of a bitter legal battle between California-based Apple and South Korean competitor Samsung. Apple welcomes the move while Samsung slams it. At number 8, access to the Wall Street Journal's Chinese language edition is cut off in China. Official censors routinely delete sensitive online content, but less often block entire websites. Only the local version of the U.S. newspaper was unavailable. It's not clear why this occurred or whether it was intentional. The journal's Chinese language site had certain articles blocked since it was launched in 2002, but rarely the entire site. The ruling Communist Party tightly controls the internet and news media. It employs a so-called Great Firewall to filter content from abroad. And at number 9, on August 4, Rappler brings together one Filipino from every continent in a special Rappler hangout to launch #Balikbayan, a project that aims to engage Filipinos all over the world to collectively rediscover and redefine Filipino identity. As more Filipinos build a life away from their hometown, Rappler's hangout guests answer questions on the identity of the Filipino abroad. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Gilas Pilipinas suffered a heartbreaking loss to Chinese Taipei 79-84 in the 2013 FIBA Asia Championships Saturday. The Philippines looked headed for an impressive win, leading 68-55 after 3 periods before Chinese Taipei rallied to take the lead off a basket by Seng Wenting with 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. This gives the Philippines 2 wins and 1 loss. The team now faces serious challenges during its ongoing game against Japan, a must-win for the team. Read Rappler's live blog for blow-by-blow updates. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page that crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meters. These are the stories that have affected our readers the most. If you take a look today, in the last 24 hours, we have, well, this is very interesting. Of course, we've had the lifestyle aggravates pork barrel scam reaction on social media. This is interesting because this story seems to have gotten a lot of reactions, but in general, 93% angry, a tug of war on that story. Napola's daughter owns 80 million LA property, 7% annoyed and 87% angry. And we take a look here. News over the weekend, Jerry Corrales engaged to Kim Jones, 84% happy. Winners of the Cinemalaya 2013 awards, 78% happy. And the story that's gotten the most number of votes, just in a few hours ago, Fort Bonifacio belongs to Makati, according to the Court of Appeals. Interesting reactions, 5% don't care, 20% annoyed, and 83% happy. The green leading to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Monday, August 5, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.